Do you guys feel like we need the compressor on? Because it doesn't. Is it on?
I don't know.
On.
I don't know what that means.
The blue light would be on.
True.
If I knew what that meant, I would agree with you guys.
Well, normally we do the treble reducer, but I think it sounds fine.
I think it sounds great. Yeah.
Okay.
I sound
no 8900
wonderful.
megahertz today.
8900 megahertz.
8900 Pentium 3.
Biscuits.
Oh, biscuits.
You guys ever go to the biscuits?
You mean the baskets?
Baskets.
The Montgomery biscuits.
Montgomery
biscuits. I thought you were talking about the chicken place on Green Springs. The baskets.
No, have you ever been to the baskets?
It's terrible.
Really?
What kind of drinks do you get?
Red and Coke.
I'm trying to get back to. We always do beverages for the.
Oh yeah, we do talk about beverages.
Today's show brought to you by.
Flat ass Coke Zero.
You gotta shake it up a little bit, or it won't.
Like one shake. Oh.
Coke Zero.
Unwrap a smile.
Fat orange cats.
Isn't that Coke Zero slogan?
This show brought to you by
American Spirit cigarettes. Nice.
Coke Zero.
Good one. That was a good one. All right, so.
Hi, and welcome to Probably Comics. I'm Thomas.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Linc.
And this is our weekly segment. It's called What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
This is our weekly segment. It's called What's in the Box?
What's in the box?
This is our weekly segment. It's called What's in the Box?
What is in the box? What is in the box? What is in the box?
Thanks, Linc.
Thank you. I don't have to do that for 3 weeks. That's good. Yeah. Edit that, bitch.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so
all three of those are going in.
Good.
I'm not editing this.
Good.
It's live. It's live to tape. Live to tape.
So we're just gonna go through all the comic books that we read this week and tell you what we thought. So, Linc, would you like to start us off with this week's number one stinker?
I can introduce it, but I can't say a word about it. But apparently,
did you buy it, Thomas?
Yeah.
Where is your copy?
At home.
In the trash. Okay.
Mark Millar and Dave Gibbons, The Secret Service, number 1.
Now wait, before we get into it, I have heard people call him Mark Miller.
I have always said Millar.
Okay.
I think if you want to be called Miller, write an E.
Well, he's
Put an
Scottish,
E in your name.
which I just found out.
But this is America, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Mark.
All right,
Miller,
Mark Millar.
Yeah.
Let's
the Secret Service. Bash away, gentlemen.
So Mark Millar, I know immediately just from seeing his name that I'm either going to love every second of reading it, or I'm just going to want to burn buildings down when I'm done with it. Yeah. And this was one of the situations where I was ready to burn buildings down. If only because Dave Gibbons attached his name to this work. Like, the art is fine. The art's great. Dave Gibbons did a great job. Mark Millar just wrote a shitty story. And it's not interesting, it's not funny, and it's way too pop culture relevant.
It's like, because Mark Millar, what did he just put out? Super Crooks?
Super Crooks, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, really cool. It's like the Kick-Ass, which is really good, and then the
Kick-Ass 2.
And Wanted, which is, to me, not very good. It's actually a huge piece of shit as far as I'm concerned, because it's just unnecessarily crass, and it's not funny, and it's just like, why are you even telling this story? And that's what Secret Service is. Like, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit?
For me and the folks at home, like...
Oh, you want to know what it's about?
Cliffest of notes.
So it's basically about a guy who used to be poor, became a secret agent for the British Secret Service, and has a sister who is still poor and a nephew who is a douchebag. And he wants the douchebag nephew to be part of the Secret Service, is what I had gleaned from the first issue. Does that sound correct?
That's like Wanted and Wimbledon all rolled into one.
Wimbledon.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic plot. The only part of the book that was worth reading is the part where Mark Hamill dies.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill.
There's like the overarching like baddie plot is that they're stealing sci-fi icons and kidnapping them or something. And so the opening
What is this, an episode of Third Rock from the Sun?
It sucks. And so the opening sequence is like a Secret Service agent trying to save Mark Hamill, and he takes his snowdo. What do you call it?
Snowmobile.
Snowmobile. Takes his snow.
Since they're English.
Takes
I
his
totally just made that connect.
Snowdew.
Snowmobile.
It's a snowdew.
It's a sea-dew, but
It's in the snow. It's a snowdew.
wave runner.
Their personal snow traversing device. And he takes it over a cliff, and he's like, "Hey, don't worry, I got a parachute. Parachute doesn't open until after they've hit the ground, and it's pretty funny."
So
and
does he have some beef with Mark Hamill?
I don't know. I mean, but he's already the story is they've already stolen like 2 or 3 from Star Trek, and they're like, "Which Star Trek? The new Star Trek or the old one?" I didn't see the new one. I did. I thought it was pretty good. I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Can I borrow some money to go see Battleship?
That was like the new Star Trek was like 3 years ago at this point. Like that's not a cultural like a fun zeitgeist reference.
Well, no, and then the kid asked for money to go see Battleship, which is in theaters right now.
Wait, is it really?
Yes.
When did it come out?
Like it just came out.
All right, let's move on from Secret Shitty.
All right.
Shitty service.
Avenging Spider-Man
call
number
this book
6.
AT&T. How about that's a cultural reference, Mark Miller? Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, Linc.
No, it's cool.
What was that?
Avenging Spider-Man number 6, the Omega Effect begins here. So it's a crossover for Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher. I don't really care for Daredevil and Punisher as characters. That's just me, guys.
The Omega Effect definitely did start there.
Yeah, in Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, no,
it
yeah.
started there. Like,
Well, I'll pick up Daredevil and Punisher.
Are you not reading Daredevil?
Mm-mm.
What the?
I know. We do
Mistakes,
this
dude.
every week. We do this every week, and I just don't
It
care
is
about
so
it.
good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but if you read it, you might.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a different Daredevil than you're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like, God, like Avenging Spider-Man number 5. Just like you can't. I mean, it's not their fault because you can't follow that. You just can't. Like it's just like Avenging Spider-Man number 5 was probably going to be the best book of 2012 in all likelihood because it was so amazing.
Yeah.
And like you can't follow that. But I also don't give a shit about the Omega Effect at all.
About
like,
the Omega Drive?
Yeah, I just don't care.
I mean, the idea is that he rips off a piece of Johnny Storm's. We assume Johnny Storm's because he's such an
he's so
leaving shit all
slovenly.
yeah.
All the same, it seems
The
like
Punisher is slovenly.
Yeah, it seems like a subplot that is more up the Punisher and Daredevil's alley because they're so much more small scale to their beat. I
will say this:
approach.
that's pissing me off. Marvel doing this shit, like taking really, really good characters like Spider-Man, like Venom, and then like throwing them in with characters who aren't selling as many books, and saying, "Read this, you're gonna get excited about Ghost Rider and X-23 and the Punisher."
They were wrong. But the thing about
I think
Circle
this will be
of
better
4 that
than
was
that.
weird was that most of those books had already been canceled when that came out.
Or the cancellation had at least been announced
Right.
for like X-23.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done. Avenging Spider-Man. I mean, to its credit, this is the only issue of this.
Yeah.
So
if you're not reading,
Yeah, the next
other
one.
two.
The next one is gonna be the She-Hulk.
which I'm excited about.
I'm excited about it.
I'm reserved but optimistic.
Do we know who's picking up this book?
It's a lady.
A lady.
Inman is her name. Last name.
Moving on, Green Lantern number 8. Tyler and I read this. Really, really great stuff.
It only took you 8 issues to give me a Green Lantern that I finally give a shit about. And I've been wondering since issue 1, like how is Sinestro not going to be the Green Lantern anymore? And this is how. Because once they find out that his ring has been compromised by the
give it to
Indigo
Hal.
Tribe, they'll give it back to Hal.
Hopefully.
So it was smart.
It'll take them.
It'll take him a couple of issues, but that's what I feel is going to happen. But they brought back Black Hand, which is like that's awesome. And because you're like, well, what happened to Black Hand after he went all white and cured everybody? But apparently he became an Indigo, and he can channel all of the colors, including Will, which is the most difficult to do.
Yeah, which was an awesome touch when Hal was sucking power off.
And Hal
of his
Jordan like punches him in the forehead and says the oath and powers up his fake ass ring, and he can only make like shitty constructs that barely work. And
like a car.
He instead of being able to fly, he like made a little motorcycle that he could ride.
Oh yeah, it was a Green Lantern. It was a souped up like
it
Green
was
Lantern.
so
cycle.
good. And then at the end, Sinestro's like, knock. And that means that he's all indigo.
He's blue, yeah. Moving on to Scarlet Spider number 4, which I did not get to this week. I bought, but it did not get to. Thomas Tyler,
What happened?
words.
It was okay. This book continues to be
okay.
Pretty okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just not super engaging. I do like Arceline. Is that her name?
Something like that.
That the girl that he saved.
Yeah, she apparently knows nothing of who she is outside of before she was kidnapped, but apparently is fluent in every major world language and has just like random knowledge. Like there's something going on with her that hasn't been explained yet.
And she knows that Kane is the Scarlet Spider.
Well, she like just figured it out in an instant.
Looking at him on the TV. Yeah.
Yeah, just on the TV, she's like, "Oh, that's Kane."
Yeah.
What is he doing?
And his girlfriend was like, "What?"
Yeah, so it was. It's interesting. I'm gonna keep reading it and see kind of where it goes. I think it could do with a better writing staff.
I think it could do with a writer that's not focused on writing television shows for children.
What's he writing?
Hey, Wolverine and the X-Men was awesome.
You mean
Chris just wrote that.
That's true. And Avengers, I mean, it's not a bad. I'm not saying they're bad TV shows. Like Avengers or Mightiest Heroes was not bad.
Woo.
It's really
So
good.
It's good, but that's where all of his he wrote the Fantastic Four Japanese cartoon too.
Oh, the anime.
All his juices,
and it's really good. But that's where all of his creative juices are going. So I mean, I hate that every issue we get the red box that's like, my name is Kane. I'm on the run. Have you read any of the other books in this series yet? No? Okay, here we go. And then I'm just like, oh, we've read them. Stop.
I get it.
That's enough.
I get it.
You used to be a bad guy, and you're on the run, and you live in Houston. Awesome.
Neat.
Moving on to Superboy number 8. Again, one I didn't get to.
Just me?
Yeah, I think.
I'm over it. I don't care anymore.
Word. Cool.
That's like I really don't have anything to say about it.
It's getting really close for me.
It's the only thing that I'm going to tell you about it that finally pushed it over the edge for me, because Superboy and Teen Titans at the beginning of the New 52 were awesome, and I was like, yes, they're going to cross over and it's going to be great. And then every month I get them and I'm like, I really do not want to read these because they're boring and they just like the same shit happens every month in 2 different comics because they're the same storyline.
Yeah.
So it's just not good. And then this one introduces...
And they have been for 8 issues.
Yeah. And this one introduces a new character that's one of the Ravagers. And if you don't know, the Ravagers is one of the DC New 52 Part 2 books coming out next month. So now they're going to try and get me to read Superboy, Teen Titans, and Ravagers. And I'm like, y'all can go fuck yourself. So I took Teen Titans and Superboy off my list because I'm not really enjoying any of them.
Word. Let's talk about good comic books.
Yeah, please.
Well, we got Green Lantern. It was good.
Yeah. Peter Panzerfaust number 3. We all read this. I thought I hadn't, but I did. A little miffed at the mystery of the comic book cover. You've obviously got Tinkerbell on the cover.
Yeah.
She's not mentioned in the book, much less is she even seen.
You've seen her in the locket.
Belle. They do say Belle once, but
and you've seen the locket.
But
You've seen her picture in the
God.
locket on Peter's neck.
what?
I'm such a fucking idiot. I
realized that Belle is Tinkerbell.
Just realized that.
Yeah.
Yes, I just realized it.
Cool.
I feel like a dumbass.
Welcome.
I knew that was Tinkerbell. I knew that was her. And then when you guys said that, I was like, oh fuck, that's who he's looking for. And whatever. Sorry.
I loved the captain's appearance.
Yeah.
I also liked
Captain Hawken.
Yeah, I also liked how he got a knife through the hand and then it cut him all the way up between the knuckles. Ooh, man.
He's gonna have live long and prosper hands.
Nightcrawler hands.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtle fingers.
Bamf.
I'm coming from I have to look at this from a Peter Pan fan. Like I'm a huge fan of the story of James Barry, of everything that's ever been. Most everything.
I think he prefers J.M. Barry.
Excuse me. Well, Barry or Sir James.
Mr. Barry, if you're nasty.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like it. I actually really love it. But there's some things that are happening out of sync, and maybe if this is Ultimate Peter Pan, I'm okay with that.
Ultimate Peter Pan.
But
I mean, it is World War II.
And we're also not even sure that it's going to have any magic.
No, I'm not worried about that.
You know
what I'm saying is,
like, it may not.
He's meeting the boys. He has adventures with the boys and Tinkerbell, who we don't have yet. Long before he meets Wendy. And she shows up in issue 3.
Well, Tinkerbell aside.
But I do like that there are 2 unconscious men alive and in. So that's obviously John and Michael. So I'm down with that.
Yeah.
But
Tinkerbell aside, the pacing of them introducing the what are their last names?
The Darlings.
The Darlings matches with the Peter Pan story because I've never read the actual book, but
I'm working on it.
Every incarnation of like the Peter Pan story is that here's Peter Pan and he's known the Lost Boys for a really long time. Now he's gonna meet the Darlings because that's where the S hits the F.
Yeah,
sure,
that's the crux to the story.
But he hasn't known the Lost Boys for very long.
Right, but the pacing of the introduction of the characters, like as far as you're concerned,
sure.
rather than on the other side, is keeping up with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because but I get what you're saying because he doesn't have any history with the Lost Boys at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But we also just met them as much as we would have met them had he already known them.
Yeah. It's just sort of a mention of them. Yeah. Okay.
But Tinkerbell is out of sync. I don't know where she is.
Cool.
Did he lose Tinkerbell at some point in the movie?
No, she had. Oh, in the movie, yeah. She goes into the drawer,
right?
And so he's looking for her, and Wendy actually. I wonder if he'll find
her in like.
Well, Wendy helps him find her.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what's going to happen next.
Okay,
maybe a little bit closer to the original story than you thought.
All right, Curtis J vibe. Maybe you're cooler than I thought you were. Is it really? Weeby. All right. But yes, still badass.
It's still good.
It's up and running for my favorite current book right now.
We gotta go. We gotta move on.
Secret number 1: teeth with which to eat. Gentlemen.
Interesting.
Yeah. Really, about a Hickman book, Tom?
Yeah, it's a Hickman.
That's yours.
Yes.
Secret Service is not yours.
Oh, is it not? Is it yours?
Secret Service is mine.
Okay.
Might be.
Secret was interesting.
Yeah.
The whole plot has like exactly what the premise is hasn't even quite been revealed yet.
Yeah, because with Jonathan Hickman, it's hard for me to believe that it's just going to be like
cut and dry.
A security firm that's doing security. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's
there's clearly something else going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like it seems like Hickman is not known for his like down to earth stories. He's like a big picture, high sci-fi kind of guy. So it would surprise me if there's not something odd going on that we just don't know about yet. But basically all we've got so far is that there's this really dapper gentleman that basically works for a private security firm that audits the security of businesses. Like
accountant firms and stuff like that.
Sure.
Legal firms that hold lots of confidential information.
He does what
like that Christian Slater show on Fox.
Very similar, actually, yes.
It's called Breaking In.
Yeah, except for that's a little bit more black hat than he is white hat.
This doesn't have Megan Mullally.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I'm sorry.
Or that hot chick from Cloverfield.
I'll totally get issue 2 then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Jonathan Hickman, and he rarely goes. I mean, I don't think I've ever read anything by him that I was like, this isn't good. So I mean, I'll definitely keep reading it, but it was just like, I don't know. I'm not super stoked. I was super stoked before it came out. Now that I've read it, I'm like, I don't know if I can recommend this to people or not. But maybe issue 2. We'll see.
Weird. Tyler read Ultimate X-Men number 10. And I'm getting to it one of these days.
At the end of Ultimate X-Men number 9, Storm shaves her head and decides that she's gonna take down the security people at the prison they're at.
Mm-hmm.
Here, they've taken down the security people at the prison they're at.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow.
And for the whole issue, they discuss whether or not to kill him, because I guess she's a Madrox, because her eyebrows certainly look like she is. I don't know who the other character is. You know what I'm talking about? With the M on her brow.
I just don't remember.
I don't know who she is, but her and Storm are arguing, like, should we kill him? Well, Storm, I don't think we should kill him because Xavier said da-da-da-da-da, and the other girl's like, Xavier be dead, which he's not because he came back in issue 6 or something like that. And Colossus, Colossus was being tortured earlier and by these guys that they've now taken down, and so he comes out to vote, and Storm's like, oh, you'll be cool. You were an Xavier guy. He's like, wrong. I'm going to kill him. And he fucking, like, destroys this dude's head with his bare hands, and it was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you, like that was one of the best panels. He was just like, and like the dude's head exploded in his hands. It was pretty good.
Damn.
But it kind of moved the plot along. It was good. I think Nick Spencer's getting ready to leave. So I think his story is probably gonna slow down a little bit.
Secret Avengers number 25. I think we all read.
Ooh, yeah.
Good
Holy
stuff.
Shit.
Really, really good stuff.
So good.
Definitely pulled some punches that I didn't see coming, and I'm gonna try to stay as non-spoilerific as possible.
Okay. Yeah. I think we need to be the show that doesn't spoil too hard.
But I mean, Remender's killing it. I really like. We were talking about this earlier. Venom being the quick-witted web slinger. You know,
well,
like
the
he's
the wisecracking web slinger.
yeah, he gets to be Spider-Man for once.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite piece of dialogue in the whole book, and I want to say it was this one. It may have been in Venom, but I want to say it's in this one. And they get back to the lighthouse or whatever, and someone, I guess it's Hank, looks at Cap and he's like, "Well, let's get to the real question. Are you going to tell Peter?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't think that was in Venom.
Yeah, he's like, it's like, if you want to get down to the real question,
Yeah.
when are you going to tell Peter
when are you
about
gonna tell
this?
Peter?
And what is his reaction going to be?
Yeah. Well, they're secret, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have to tell Peter. That's the whole point.
No, but
Because I
I don't
mean, Wolverine don't got to tell Kitty about all the X-Force.
true.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they
man.
kill people. That's different.
That's true.
Avengers don't kill.
That's
Human
Losers.
Torch is a baller.
Damn right.
Captain Britain looks like a bitch.
Yeah, I did not know. I didn't know. Is this new information about the Human Torch?
What?
Has Jim always been like a cyborg
Uh-huh.
thing?
An
Oh,
android?
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that he was just like had the Infinity Serum or something.
Oh no,
Okay.
He's,
All right, I didn't know that. But that was interesting, and he's the way that he's tying that into the father and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Like if you're if you're just reading Secret Avengers,
Oof.
but the thing is, like, it's a cool story, but you just don't get it unless you've read Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, unless you've read Deathlock Nation,
because there's
you're
so
kind of.
much crap.
Well, I haven't, but
Really?
yeah,
Did you just pick up for Dark Angel?
yeah. That's when we started this. We
That's
started
true.
this when Dark Angel started.
You're right.
That's true.
Yeah, because we started.
So that
it
was
for
right.
Spider
So I
Island.
need to go back. I need to get like a trade of
You
the
definitely
first.
do, because this is such a
8.
rich experience.
Yeah, it's basically a
It
big
didn't.
payoff to people who
Yeah.
were reading.
And that
X-Force
was
at the
almost
time.
like, what was that?
That was a year ago.
I mean, that was a
Over-
while. That was a
over a
while
year
ago
ago.
that Deathlock Nation was doing. So this is like a huge payoff, and it's taken a long time. And
Mhm.
I'm just really happy that Remender's getting to tell the story he wants to tell. It's Secret Avengers has been solid since he's gotten on it.
Yeah.
Did you notice that
it's
they
been great.
referenced that Deadpool killed Father once,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
which I like.
it's all inside the Remender verse. He's like Joss Whedon now.
Journey into Mystery number 636 did not come in my box this week. I was a little miffed, but
Journey into Mystery. This is the last of the Nightmare arc.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
This
But what
part's
was
been tough?
But what was so funny, you know how wordy all the, like when they do the Fear Council stuff, you know how wordy that is?
Yes.
They make fun of it in this book.
Good.
And it is really funny because it's all really, everything they say in this issue is really terse and like and succinct, and the narration's like, see, told you should have read all that. And it was like, it was really good. And I mean, basically, spoiler alert, everything's okay.
Yeah.
Because but what was cool is that because it's Journey into Mystery, and this is the reason why I love the book, even though I think I dropped it.
It's going to cross over with Avengers Academy.
Yeah, I think
Which
I dropped it.
Did you drop Avengers Academy?
Oh yeah, I haven't had Avengers Academy, but I think I dropped Journey into Mystery because it's just not something that I love. But what was cool about this is Loki's the trickster god, so instead of solving the problem, what he did was make let Nightmare make his like all powerful crown to make him like King of Fear, or whatever, and he told the rest of the Fear Council what he was doing so that they would just fight over it until the end of time and no one would ever become the real King of Fear. And so there's like in the middle of the book there's like this big game board that shows you like what happens when each of them gets it, like who gets it back from the other one, and it just continues in infinitum.
That's funny.
It was really, really good, and yeah, I might pick up the next issue, but I think it's Exiles, and I don't want to read that.
I'm ready for people to stop using the character Damian Hellstrom.
Yeah.
I do not like him.
No. Why can't we have Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real guy.
Yeah. I mean, fuck that.
And I wish they hadn't killed off Brother Voodoo. He was a super cool Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But anyway, just Journey into Mystery, if you like Loki and that kind of like fun trickster stuff,
and that
this was
that British
perfect.
sense of humor.
Like this was like captured. How would Loki solve this situation? She captured it exactly right and perfect. I loved it.
Word. Thomas, Deadpool number 53.
I also read that.
Oh, Tyler and Thomas. Sorry, I just assumed Thomas.
Yeah, Tyler jumped on for the Dead arc.
I did. It's really good.
Good.
Yeah, it's really fun. Super, super great stuff.
I love that his plan has fallen apart at this point, and he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, he's he's basically it's been arranged that like he's got the serum in him, so his healing factor doesn't work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but did they explain whether or not it would come back after a certain amount of time?
Well, they explained that it didn't work on Wolverine.
Right, because it's made with his DNA.
Yeah, it's only for Deadpool.
Right.
And so now he's got two problems where his plan was to get X-Force to kill him. But now it looks like Tombstone's going to take a shot at him.
Right.
And so...
Because Hydra Bob double-crossed him.
Because the whole point
while
is...
pretending to double-cross him.
Yeah, the whole point was to go out with a bang. It was going to be this big finale, this big deal, lots of explosions, and he's probably just going to get sniped.
He probably won't.
He probably won't die, but yeah, I mean it's been really interesting to read.
The cover of this is
how many more parts?
I think
One
5
more.
is the last one. It's
Yeah.
part 4.
This is part 4 of 5.
Lardo burger. It's classic. I mean, it's just Deadpool fun, you know.
Yep,
Like
just a
it's-
classic pool.
You couldn't ask for anything more out of a Deadpool book than Mark Way, David Way,
Daniel Way.
Daniel Way, one of those biblical names,
Foot Fist Way.
has given you.
Yeah, and you know it's better than the other stuff he's written for Deadpool.
One of my favorite reads of the week, Uncanny X-Men number 10.
Did anybody beat it to this book?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Namor Emma
Namor
Frost?
and Namor and Emma Frost. I just stopped. I stopped what I was doing and took off my comic reading gloves.
Yeah, I'll never be able to look at those pages ever again.
Man, it was
Stuck shut.
all joking aside, guys.
Great book this week. This unit guy is
Yeah, talk
It's
about a
terrifying.
great new villain.
Yeah.
He's
He's really scary.
He can do whatever he wants. Like that's
Which-
what's so great about it. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, and he's like a super adaptoid kind of, because he was like, well, I can't take control of your mind because you're like a psychic and stuff. How about some pheromones, and then you're gonna
Wanna fuck?
want to bone, and they totally boned. And Cyclops was like, it's fine, I don't care. He's
I'm
gonna-
Magneto now.
yeah,
he
well, and
totally
and
is.
he like, you know, he takes them all out with the least amount of force. So
Yeah.
Cyclops, close your eyes.
Yeah. And what was so funny, like he explains it, he's like, look, I haven't done anything. You guys just started attacking me. All I've done is act in self-defense.
Well, I will say he did murder a man. He
did take him
last
apart
issue,
piece
yeah,
by
he-
piece.
That's
he-
true,
in
but
front
what-
of his young son.
That's true. That was to learn how humans worked, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
doesn't make it okay.
No, I know, but Hope does make the point that he actually has not attacked any mutants.
Well, in
He's told.
That fucking pisses me off personally.
Well, Hope, you
Like,
know.
well, what I think has been interesting about
That's
Unit
racist.
is that he seems to understand that he is sort of bad, and that the way that he thinks and the way that he goes about doing things is not acceptable.
Right.
to
and
most
so-
everyone.
Yeah, and so he's like I never escaped. I'm just a prisoner who needs to be locked in a cell.
Well, I mean, but didn't he engineer the 1 in a billion thing that that could happen so that his prison would fall apart around him? Isn't that
yeah,
what
I
happened?
think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, So, but
And
it's
so,
I
yeah.
love this villain. You're right. It's been really good.
I loved Colossus in this.
I
He's
don't like his new head. Does anybody else not like his new
love it.
head?
What, the fact
The
that
bald?
he's just got a bald head now?
No, he's just kind of like but it's just kind of like really it's
Shiny.
It's just really not angular. It's just super like smooth, and
I like it.
I don't like it.
I do think I like that he
Fuck
wants
that head. Dalbert.
biscuits.
Biscuits.
I do think it's cool that he's like, you know, if you're gonna lock up Magic because you're worried about her being a liability, he's
Then
like, I am a liability.
I am a way worse liability than Magic.
Yeah, he's
is.
like, I'm a far greater liability. Lock me up.
which
They did a really great job of sort of giving you a taste of that in the last book.
Yeah.
Whoever's writing this has a really good
Kieran Gillen.
Yeah.
Same guy that's writing
Sorry.
Journey into
Yeah,
Mystery.
he has a really good idea of an arc. A good sense of. Wolverine number 304.
This book is important. That's mine. This book is important because it's Jason Aaron's last one.
It's also important because it had the shittiest art.
It had 6 artists.
Would that be Shart?
Yeah.
Are we? Yeah.
Shart. It had Shart. If you'll please open it up and take a look.
There are 2 pages that are
the
really
premise-
Can,
the
is there any way
premise
you can play the Wheel of
seems-
Fortune theme? Ooh.
You got to find a picture of the party.
The party.
Yeah, they're at a party.
Yeah,
Towards the
Sabretooth's
end-
having a party.
Towards the end, when Wolverine bursts into the party.
It's all awful so far. What the hell? Him in his costume.
It's
Holy
terrible.
shit.
It's really bad. It's really bad. And this was like such a like, did this even have anything to do with what's been going on in the Wolverine arc so far?
Yes.
Because it was just like Sabretooth's having a weird 70s style villain party where he's like wearing a robe and shit.
Well, he's the head of the Hand now.
That's true.
What? Did he kill Kingpin?
He's the head of like the
Japanese hand,
hand.
the ninjas.
Like he's an international crime lord. now.
And so
Acuna.
Wolverine.
You're a bitch.
Well, there's 6 artists on that book.
Okay, well, one of you
Acuna's
is...
art was good. There was a bunch of people that was bad.
Well, then,
It's
excuse me.
yeah. Sabretooth's having a big party with all of his crime friends. Wolverine comes in and
Fucks everyone up.
everybody up, and then goes home.
Sauron's there.
Yeah,
I don't know how they got him in from the Savage Land. But
and
they
then
did.
and Jason Aaron's not in the book anymore, so I'm not going to read it anymore.
Well, Cullen Bunn of the Sixth Gun is gonna be picking it up.
Yeah, you couldn't have planned that.
Cullen Bunn of the Sixth Gun, the
The
best book you're not reading.
so,
gun.
so
Bang,
I'm gonna
bang,
give him a shot.
Bangity bang.
All right.
I'm gonna see how he does.
That's because it's Wolverine, and that's what you do.
Yay!
Man, Tyler and I read Fantastic Four 605. Thomas,
Oh my god!
all right, come on, come with us.
If
I'm,
you're,
s- I'm I'm drinking the Kool-Aid now, dude.
I do
It
not.
is
I don't-
fucking great.
I'm not gonna.
it's
I'm
awesome.
not gonna try and get Thomas to read Fantastic Four unless you're gonna read Daredevil. That's how that's gonna go.
Ooh,
Because
All
you've
right,
seen the light, but so have you. Because Daredevil's really good, and you're not reading it.
Okay.
Fantastic Four's really good, and you're not reading
All
it. So
right.
right now we're at a Mexican standoff.
I think I'm the one that told you to read Daredevil.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, we were in Austin at the comic book store, and I bought like the
And I
first
had-
3 issues.
Yeah, I got the second printing of number 1, and I hate myself. Fantastic Four, number 604 or 5.
Great little one shot.
Yes, it's
Um,
between arcs because we just finished up
A
the
3-year
arc,
Yeah.
and we needed like
Yeah, a
something
nice
to-
little breath of fresh air.
yes.
Sadly enough, it came after Zeb Wells' final Avenging Spider-Man, heart-wrenching book of a lifetime, the Joe Simon tribute. But this was a great.
Go ahead.
Huh?
Sorry.
Oh, this was a really awesome Reed and Ben.
Yeah,
Story.
see, I'm more attached to these characters than I am Spider-Man and
Sure.
Captain America. So automatically, like from a what's that word where you're unbiased?
Mm-hmm.
I'm unbiased. It's an unbiased standpoint. From an unbiased standpoint, Avenging is better.
Yeah.
It's a better book. For like my fanboyism, this was fucking
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like it's basically the story is like somewhere in Hickman's run, I can't remember where. It's like it was pretty early on. Valeria gives Ben Grimm a serum that she made so that he can be normal for 1 week out of every year.
Yeah, he can return to
The
his
side
human.
effect of which we just found out, is that he only ages during that week. So he lives. How far forward did they go?
4,000 or 2,000 years. It was like the last one was 4,012.
Yeah. So they go ahead about 2,000 years, and they catch him at different points in his life because he like sees everyone die,
Yeah.
and then he dies at the end, right?
Yeah,
And
they
he
go
dies.
1,000 years into the future, just to see that everything that they've just done
Right.
is okay, which is a really good tie-in to
Yeah.
what just happened, keeping it grounded. And yeah, so he's 1,000 years in the future. He and Franklin and like a Spider Woman,
Yeah, like the new
and
Future Foundation, the new Fantastic
another
Four.
and another Human Torch,
Another Human Torch.
Are doing the Fantastic Four thing, and they're kicking ass. And
Yeah.
and he's got this great the way they've aged him.
Yeah, he's
in
got like a
his-
rock beard.
Yeah, he's got a rock beard.
It's awesome.
And yeah, they really age him really, really well.
But-
Garney, you win. You get a gold star for that.
It was really good art.
Moving along, Adventure Time number 3. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. I promise. 1 and 2 were really
That's
fun.
fucking great.
Yeah, this one definitely had more writing at the bottom of the page than any of the other ones did.
Yeah.
Which was nice. But I don't know. I love Finn. I love Jake. I
You
love
just
them-
need to
love them
read
both.
it. You know, it's not like even. Is it even something where you need to like talk about the plot? Like
Is the plot important? The plot is sort of irrelevant.
just the awesomeness.
It's just totally great. It's a great pal story. The ending of this one was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like what a way to resolve the third issue. Is just.
But they didn't even really resolve anything because now an even worse thing is happening.
Yeah.
Like the Land of Ooh is completely gone. If you like the TV show and you're not reading this, then, fuck you, because it's like, who is Ryan North? Does he do something else?
Dinosaur Comics.
That's who it is.
He does Dinosaur Comics on quants.com.
Okay.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, he's perfect. He captures the voices of all these characters exactly correct. It's a super fun read. I love it. Every time it comes out, I get super excited and I get a boner.
Vertigo Comics. Whoa. Vertigo Comics Saucer Country number 2 of 12.
Saucer Country number 2.
This took a long time to come out again, did it not?
No,
It's
1 month.
just been a month.
Okay.
I read the first one.
Uh-huh.
I'm not super disappointed that I didn't get the second one.
Yeah, it was all right. I'm not gonna read it anymore.
All right. That was easy.
We gotta save time somewhere. We're at 50 minutes.
New Avengers number 24.
AVX tie-in.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
AVX
first
tie-in.
AVX tie-in,
Yes.
as far as I can tell. Is that
And
right?
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
And it goes boom, boom from
Yeah.
AVX1 to exact like what the Avengers are seeing and then on.
Cool concept. Not sure if necessary.
It's like Jin Hope and Schism.
Yeah. I liked it. But again, me being biased Linc, me being the Avengers guy.
That's correct.
I
liked it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. It's just like I don't think I know whose side I'm on at this point. Do you guys?
X-Men.
No. Well,
Are
yeah,
you really?
Oh, totally.
Well, I'm
Okay.
probably on the Avengers side.
Well, no. So here's
because
what,
it's a very Spock and Kirk problem they're having.
here's what happens.
Right?
If you ask me, this is as far as I know. Here's what's going on. Cap and Iron Man have like little to no actual intel on what the Phoenix is or what it does.
They just know that last time it was bad.
Yeah, last time it was bad.
And Obama wanted to know when it was coming back.
Yeah. I love how they're sliding him in.
He's
a lot
in
of stuff. He's in everything.
He's just like, I need to know. I'm sorry.
We know where Marvel stands.
Yeah.
But yeah. So as far as I can tell, is the Phoenix is coming. That's about all they know. What it does.
It don't be good.
And they
Yeah.
barely know that because Nova. Did you guys read the Infinite Nova comic?
No.
Nope.
It was really good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just basically how he crashed into the thing.
But yeah. So then Steve Rogers shows up to Utopia, which is Namor says, if the captain's here, it's already ramped up.
Right.
Like that means he's got more people waiting in a helicarrier or
Which
waiting in the Quinjet,
indeed he
ready to
did.
kick ass. So like this isn't good as it stands. You show up on an endangered species private island and you say, we want to take your Messiah figure and put her in space.
Mm-hmm.
Because
like
of something,
they did the Hulk.
Yeah, which worked out so well
Yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, they're saying like we want to take a teenage child, put her into custody for something
you
that she
love very much.
your granddaughter.
Yeah.
And
Maybe. We don't really know
well,
who their parents are.
may as well be
Could
adopted.
Could be time traveling Jean Grey. We don't know.
But but like so, we want to take her. We want to put her in space for something that she hasn't done and something that we don't really understand what's going on. And we're going to come to your home and we're going to take her by force whether you like it or not.
And Cyclops says,
Yeah.
no
And Cyclops
way.
says, "Get the fuck off my island."
Yeah. They're
Like-
going about it the wrong way. I understand the Avengers.
I don't think
concern.
the
Don't they
Avengers
all?
understand the
Don't they
gravity of
always?
what it is that they want to do because they're just terribly unsympathetic people.
Yeah, but it's also like a huge. I mean, it's a
Liability?
it's a falsehood to think that Cyclops can somehow be like, now I got the Phoenix. Ha!
Control
That's
it,
not
yeah.
how that works
At
so,
all,
So
yeah.
I can see both sides of the argument. But hearing you have said that, maybe
Yeah,
the
just lay it out like what happened.
Maybe the X-Men are more in the right, only because Avengers went all America and stepped on their soil first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They like
without
invaded.
proper intelligence.
They
yeah.
invaded an unrecognized nation, but a nation all the same, and said, "We want a teenage girl from your island to shoot her into space."
Yeah. So I understand
Cool.
why. Yeah.
It's kind of a
We
dick
cool?
move.
We cool?
Yeah, is that okay? Is that okay?
We cool, bro?
Yeah.
So yeah, New Avengers was a thing that happened, and
Yes.
it was the same story we had already read, just from a different direction.
And some Luke Cage stuff, which I dug.
Whatever.
Ooh, I dug.
I mean, I get it. Like that was way too much of the book.
Yeah, that
Bendis has been writing about him and Jessica Jones since the baby happened.
Like, hey,
like he made the baby happen.
Hey, do you want to be a Avenger or a father? Well, I got to be both. Well, you can't be both.
Why not?
Well, I want to be both. Well, you can't. Can I be both?
Here's the baby.
Like, hey, Squirrel Girl, go away. We're talking babies. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I want to see Red Hulk yell at Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was epic.
So, the next on our list is Robert Kirkman's Thief of Thieves, number 3. Yeah, it's really okay, and I also think it's really funny that like AMC waited till Walking Dead was like 80 some odd issues in before it made 70 issues in before it made a TV show, and then they're like, issue 3 is coming out this Wednesday. We're gonna go ahead and announce that we're making a TV show out of it.
I told you that Stan told me that the whole reason that he wrote this book was to make it a TV show.
Stupid.
Lame.
And I am worried about the future of Image and Robert Kirkman in general, because that is a shitty way to write stuff.
Yeah.
And this is an example of what happens when you kind of have a cool concept, but you really just want to make a TV show, and you just make a shitty comic book. Like, it's just not that good. Like, the first issue was cool, but not really. And now I'm just like, I just don't care. Like, I just don't care.
Next is Winter Soldier number 4, which was again not in my box this week.
Biscuits.
So I guess I'm the only one who read Winter Soldier 4. It was if you've been on r/comic books on Reddit recently, there's been a lot of Doom posts. True. And this was a Doom versus Doombot issue.
Damn it.
Totally killer. Yeah, just
I
really fun stuff. The art's still really cool. Bucky really was unimportant.
Yeah, no, it's really going to become Black Widow.
Yeah, it's a Black Widow Doctor Doom book right now, and I'm loving every second of it.
It sounds okay.
It sounds great.
I'm just like, whatever about it.
He's just like, now you doubt Doom.
Don't doubt Doom.
So,
anyway,
don't doubt Doom.
Read it.
Alliteration, Dalbert.
Winter Soldier, read it.
So the last book we're going to talk about is called Saga, but I didn't get to that yet. Working on it. So we're going to take a minute and talk about, since you guys get to take the last one, I'm really excited about, I don't know, it made sense in my head.
Yeah.
Carnage USA, number 505. Fuck you guys. It was awesome.
Written by Zeb Wells, Hot Dogs and Apple Pie.
And Clayton Crane.
And Clayton Crane on art.
Holy crap.
On great art still.
Yeah, fantastic art. Super fun. I will say, as far as minis go, this and X Club have had the best last issue of all the minis that we've been reading since we started doing this podcast.
And we talked about it earlier. It's because they started set up the ending in number 4 instead of it being like the beginning of number 5 and oh shit, like they belch. The ending of number 4 was how it was gonna all end, and the fight between
Carnage and Venom.
Well, not Carnage and Venom.
Oh yeah, Cassidy and Flash.
Cletus and Flash, because Cletus has those like. I don't remember when that happened, but at some point he got symbiote legs, and they just like fell apart.
Well, yeah, the like
and
the
they're
tendons,
swinging around.
Like the muscles are the symbiote.
Right.
The symbiote provides the muscles for those bones
instead of all of the legs like Flash uses. Except for now doesn't he have fake legs now in Secret Avengers?
Yes.
Yeah.
They hooked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
the Hanks.
The Hanks. This was so good, and what a great fight.
Yeah.
Them,
totally.
Like cutting at each other, and
and it became like Spider-Man kind of wasn't in it.
Yeah,
like, it was weird. Like
disappointed there.
Like the first, it seemed like Spider-Man's gonna have to save the day, and then it was like nope, Venom's gonna have to save the day.
Well, and I will say one of the coolest moments I think to me was when the gorilla goes in because the symbiote wants Flash back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Spider-Man is like, do it.
Yeah, Spider-Man's like fighting off a little Carnage monkey or birds and shit and giraffes, so that
he kicks the Carnage lion.
Yeah, so that the gorilla can get in and Flash can get the symbiote back. It was great.
Does Peter know that Flash?
No.
So he said, whoever your guy is now.
Yeah, he just knew that the Venom symbiote was trying to get back.
He
to
chose
the person.
the lesser of two evils, basically.
He just
he was like, and clearly Venom's on our side. Whoever's wearing that symbiote is on our side.
So now I'm gonna need Flesh and Peter to know about each other.
No,
it's gonna happen soon because that's what the end of the last issue of Venom was about. Is the two of them getting together? Or like
that's true.
Like the last, like the middle third of it, I guess, is Peter being like, "Where the hell have you been?
Yeah,
you've been gone for like 3 days. Have you just been sitting around here?" And he's like, "I've been drinking."
But he also now
really
can
been
confide in the Secret Avengers too. So it was like Venom, I'm on my own. I can't tell anybody about what's going on. But now he's got a group of, friends, pals to
super friends.
Yeah, to pal around with.
So we got one last book that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And it is Saga by Mr. Brian K.
Number
Vaughan.
2.
And almost more importantly, drawn by Fiona Staples.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it is really pretty.
It is in my opinion, this is the next book you have to have read.
Yeah.
Like he's got, Why the Last Man. You got your Why the Last Man, which is Brian K. Vaughan. You got your Watchmen. You got your Invincible. You got your stuff like that. Saga is
gonna be one of
Saga
those.
is going to be one of those books because it's shaping up to be this crazy ass mystical sci-fi story. And it's like the first. We didn't talk about the first one, did we?
Did we?
No, that was.
Oh, was that an off week?
I think it was.
No, that was when we did the trades.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
yeah, so
man.
I mean, if you're not reading it, it's going to be hard to explain what happened in the second book because you basically have to go through the whole origin story. Basically, there's a moon and a planet. The moon has different people. The moon people have the horns.
Right, and the
The
planet people have
the
wings.
wings.
And the moon people are
Vegetarians,
users, right?
and they use magic.
Vegetarians and magic and swords, but our character refuses to use his sword for some reason they haven't really explained yet. And our female lead with her wings are shitty, right?
They're clipped or something.
Well, they're like bug wings. They're just not heavy
Well, yeah,
enough
but
to lift her.
Everybody else's wings look heavy enough for them to fly.
Well, because they have feathers and junk.
Yeah, but hers are fucked up.
I think it's just there's different like classes of
maybe that's true.
Of people. I
Anyway,
think she was just born into a caste system
so
poorly.
planet lady, moon man, baby time. They have a baby.
Wings and horns.
We get to see the baby being born, and I mean, how hot is the alien lady?
Really?
Is
hot.
anybody else like? Man, she's like. She looks like
the one with the
you
wings.
Talking about our main
the
character?
mom, yeah.
Yeah.
She looks like Rashida Jones a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's weird stuff like that aside. Basically, at this point, they're trying to escape both of the armies because both of the armies want them.
He's a conscript,
they want the baby.
right? And
they want the baby.
Are they both soldiers in
both soldiers.
respective armies?
They're both AWOL.
Yeah.
And they won't let them get married because they're from planet Moon, and so armies are all after them. There's some kind of weird aristocratic robot people with TVs for heads that we really don't understand why they're there
were
yet.
Getting dirty in the first.
Yeah, dude.
That was weird. They were fucking in the first one.
And he's got a TV head.
And there's a narration. The baby is narrating the book.
Yeah, or the woman who the baby will become,
the baby looking back, and the narration is written into the art instead of in a box, and it's
the lettering is for the narration is all done by Fiona Staples.
Yeah, and it's very handwritten.
Yeah.
It's
And so in this one we're in the forest. There's some sort of it's an important forest whose name escapes me now.
Yeah, it's on the map.
Yeah, there's an important forest and they're in it. They're trying to get to
Evil Deaded the whole time that they're there.
They're trying to get to some where there's lots of spaceships.
It's like what do they call it? It's like the rocket ship field.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
call it like the rocket ship forest or something like that. So they're trying to get there, but they don't even know if it's real or not, but it's on their map. So they're trying to get there. They fall asleep by accident in the forest. They wake up. There's this Skitter. You'll know who that is. Yeah. There's a Skitter-looking character, like a centaur. Centaur, the one who's half. What is that? Minotaur?
Half man, half horse.
Yeah, it's a centaur
with
woman
a spider
except
body.
For she's a spider body, and her spider body's got like a shotgun in 2 hands, and she's gonna kill him. And then, and she's got some tits hanging out. And
we talk a lot about drinks and tits.
Well, we're dudes.
Yeah. 2 of my favorite things.
So she's like, I'm gonna kill you, and she like gets the guy, and he's like bleeding out or whatever. And then these things called the dooms.
No, the horrors.
The horrors. These things called the horrors like pop up in the background. She's like, fuck this, and then she runs
I
off.
watched the horrors rip a man apart through his urethra.
Yeah, and so the spider lady runs off. baby mom and hurt dad are sitting there, and the horrors are red children
who have like pieces of their faces blown off.
Yeah,
and stuff. Like,
but
they're like ghosts.
But they seem to want to help them.
Yeah, they're like, you guys look like you could use some help.
Yeah, so it's
they're like ghost orphans.
It has been a wild ride, and you know that it's a good, like, you can tell it's good fiction when there's so much of that shit going on, yet you can remember it.
Yeah, you remember all the little details.
Yeah,
you know,
just, oh man,
month after month, we're like, well, I don't remember what happened in this book. You know, and like we have to go back and reopen it. And both issues of Saga, I remembered everything that's happened. And you were here. I finished this in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's so
and
good.
I like awesome stuff.
It's
man.
been the least disappointing comic I've probably ever
bought.
Because of the hype. Because it's Brian K. Vaughan. Like, there's a lot of hype that associated with Brian K. Vaughan because, you know, he doesn't do comics a lot. Like, he did Y the Last Man and he left to write Lost, and he hadn't done one since, and it's been a long time. So there's, but yeah, we are in the middle of reading what I think is going to be a legendary book.
The future.
Yeah, I think like when we're trying to get our kids or your friends' kids
media.
to read print media or comics in general, we're going to be like,
what's paper?
Watchmen, Y the Last Man, Invincible, Saga, boom. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Me too.
This is gonna be my first book like that, I think.
Absolutely.
Because Thief of Thieves definitely ain't doing that.
Well, thanks for listening to Probably Comics. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Uncanny Tom.
Hey, you guys ever?
It's THOM.
You been on the Twitter? What's going on there?
What's that about?
What's that again?
You know, you go on there and
they only give you 140 characters. What's up with that?
You know, it's like a.
Okay.
Is this a blog or is it a text message?
Big joke. I was about to say a really dumb joke, and
is
I
it a
just
microblog
held on
or?
to it.
You know, the president's on there.
He was,
Balak
and then he got elected
Obama.
president.
Balak Obama.
Velox Roblama.
And if you'd like to follow me on the social network Twitter, I'm at DT Mills.
Wow, check me out on Twitter at LincZ2.
And you can check out the show on Twitter at
Whoa.
Probably. Whoa!
Who updates that? Nobody.
Wowie. We just tweet to it.
WordPress does.
We
at Probably Comics. And then we have a Facebook that's facebook.com/Probably Comics. You can also go to facebook.com/Monday Night Barbecue.
Shameless plug.
Jesus Christ. I do want, you can also check us out
That's
at,
a thing I did.
go to probablycomics.com and you can look at all the stuff. And then you go to YouTube.
We gotta trim this down,
Go to
guys.
YouTube and look at us on the YouTube. There's so many videos.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
you go to
many
YouTube
clip art
/Probably Comics.
slideshows.
And then we're going to get me and Thomas are going to write a new theme song for the 25th episode.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Because our theme song sucks.
It goes along with the original blue Probably Comics. Pow, wham, zap.
Yeah, that's true, but we did get some hot new art, and we need to get a hot new track. This podcast is officially brought to you by Kingdom Comics in Stavy Hills, Alabama.
I love you, Stan.
Dalbert. Jason.
Sandra.
Oh, God, we hope people still listen to this.